Inferno is Astralis' response, and as we fly through, ready to get it underway, it seems Astralis will be starting on the attack.
Well, they're fighting.
Gambit on an aggressive defense. Sometimes seen as the best offense. Let's see if it works out. Charging down mid, and a CT flash even catching them. Now Magisk ready for the duel and goes down. Device does burn, as you've already highlighted, Chad. And oh my goodness, it's over already. Double on the T-ramp with that pistol.
I didn't even get a chance to talk about how much utility Astralis just bought, and now it's just Zipax.
It's over already. Damn, Gambit. Okay, charging down middle, finding the frags. It's Nafany who manages to pull 3 out of the hat.
Okay, well, that's quite the start right there.
Okay, let me piece my brain back together.
Astralis tried to go aggressive on their CT pistol of Overpass. Did not work out anywhere near as well as what that just did for Gambit. The fact that everybody stays alive, they're able to invest straight back in. Astralis, again, without a plant off the back of the pistol. Money has been a big problem for them, especially on Overpass. You consider that CT side, not able to get many gun rounds going. Right now, the farming of Gambit should continue. Nafany, Shiro, Hobbit, SMGs. See how many they can get. It does look like Astralis are more than happy to sit back.
I'm very interested what Shiro was going to provide for them there.
He's just chilling, right, in case of any early action.
With the util in his hand. I don't know if he had a swing to reply with from CT spawn. Maybe a top mid smoke, should they require it. Either way, he has now adopted the arch position. And it is a pure... Wow, we don't get all of these many often. That nearly was a sentence.
I know what you were saying.
Many of these all too often. There it is. A full, pure Glock Eco. And they're heading into the apartment. Now, don't make no mistake. A bomb plant is
they'd love it.
A dream. There shouldn't be any way to find it. Enters Axile. Set up with the FAMAS. Glaive hoping that his presence alone would be enough to have one of these players fall out of position. It's not going to happen. 3 CTs on the A site. What's their queue? They've got no util. They haven't got a kill. It's all beautiful. All makes sense in the world. Astralis, 0 kills, 1 death. Round 2. Can it stay as pure and balanced as all things should be?
Inter still has a molly. And there it is. You want to come out for the waterfall out of apps. You've just been denied for 7 seconds.
There's $600 they won't get back.
Sure. This is getting scary now, though. With only 25 seconds left on the clock, they have to die.
Yeah, here it comes. Their fate sealed in an instant as the FAMAS do work out wonderfully. Nice lineups from them. Multi-kills in Inter's and Axile's back pocket. And not a single member of Gambit conceding a death yet. And Astralis pulling out the AKs, they intend to change that quickly. Yeah,
a bit of a bonus round here from Gambit with these SMGs and FAMASs in the mix. They're going to have a lot of utility behind this. So if they want to send the SMGs for some aggressive banana control, that's on the docket. You can set up for some very, very strong top-mid crossfires, get a bit cheesy up in the boiler room, go for some early kills, or even try and just play this standard. See what type of fight Astralis can bring, because they're hurting right now. Sure, they've got the AKs out, but util isn't great. And on a map like Inferno, you need a lot for crowd control of banana to kick things off.
Okay. So Magisk has been tasked with maintaining banana control. Nafany has something in his hands ready to react, as does Hobbit. Oh, that was his chance on the jiggle. I don't think Hobbit will give it again. They're just walking. Contact. And a smoke followed by the bait. Nafany puts his life on the line, and then the spray connects. Glaive draws blood. Astralis already chipping away at this B defense. Are they committing to this, Chad?
Looks like they're ready to go. The smoke's coming in. They're going.
Oh my goodness. Straight into the site, and Hobbit's dead. More from Shiro. Only the one as he tries to contest through the smoke. Pushes through CT. And that is the end of that. Astralis, very brute force-esque, just charging into B with the AKs.
Well, that's normally one of the things we talk about as a positive for Gambit right over towards that B bomb site, or even the A site, being able to hold onto their utility for so long because they take the jiggles. They want you to kind of come in for those fights. But as soon as Nafany goes down the front site there, they know that rotation has to come in. They know what they're up against. And some good utility even through that smoke. Sure, it looks great to hold the T's back, but if you time it well, you get a good pop flash. Even hiding some guns, you're able to get some traction just like they did here, and this is big from Glaive, right? You're going to see an individual like Glaive on a map like Inferno, lots of kills through the smokes, integral member. And on the T side, this is his ship, right? He's going to be calling all the bits of this. Bomb goes off, round on the board, 2-1, good start out the gates on the first gun round here for Astralis. Money is pretty decent for Gambit, however. We can have some drop rifles. Shiro even buys straight into the AWP. Here's the round opener and basically the round closer, because as soon as Glaive comes in, grabs that second one on Shiro, being desperate, that's the round done. So yeah, Gambit have the AWP. They've got the Famas is still carried across an M4. So they get another buy round off the back of this. It didn't look great, but you can see what happens when you were saving weapons. That was not the case when we look at Astralis' CT side of Overpass. So back out we go.
Very brave to be taking a glass cannon up mid for the peak. That could have been a HE. He lives on. And a quick smoke arch. So he's going to be desperate for information. No one on Gambit can answer the question as to how many may be up mid.
Well, they've already lost mid control and banana control, so this is perfect for Astralis, right? The fact that they have that full banana real estate, they're able to get into boiler, they can contest mid if they'd like. Their early utility has secured this, and Gambit are already on the back foot.
He really needs to hold on to apps. You can see him dumping util, smoke, followed by the incendiary. He knows this is a very small part of the map that they still have control of. He has fallen out of it now, and Astralis start to tighten the noose. Axel falling out of the balcony. Gets back up in time.
If they just walk up here, this is so difficult to hold for Gambit.
Who will step a toe across the line first? A passive smoke from the B defenders. Gambit have no info. Suspicions lean towards the A site though. And what is going to be Astralis' cue? As the smokes fade, Device readies his. This will be on the pit side. Help Glaive channel himself up short with Dupree's help. Flashes to follow as well. Starting into A now, and Zipex does need to find Axile. The hunt doesn't go well. Inters has actually found 2 from the site.
Needs more.
The flash might find them. Oh, perfect. Buying more time for the rotate. Shiro is there on Library. Inters, his barrel spotted, but he still finds another frag. Inters has done more than they could have asked of him. And to come up clutch in the 2v3, it's Device and Magis. Bomb now down. This after plan, it won't be comfortable. Don't forget Shiro glass cannon. Nafny working on this short push. Oh, and the molly. It arrives just in the nick of time. But Nafny's ahead of it. His Device going to be lulled into that false sense of security. They're working on him. Softens up Shiro and peeking into him again. Oh, but wasn't ready for Hobbit. Out of the balcony now. Gambit have lined them up. Can he knock them down? No. Is the answer to that question. Shiro successful on the retake.
All right, good stuff there from Gambit. Well handled there, and you consider how much real estate Astralis had. Gambit are operating in the dark for the majority of that round. They lose banana control immediately. They give up mid control as soon as that arch smoke drops. That was as the round kicked off, and then it tapered out. Astralis waiting for any reaggress. You go into a fight like that, Inters. Look at this stuff right here. The fact that he gets, 3 kills, 1 with the molly there assisted by Axel, that is fantastic work. Knowing that they're running up. I know that the crossfires in those situations are janky, but it wasn't a double pit setup. You didn't have someone from bike, just from sight, delivering 3 with the Famas, and a big round for Gambit here. But another plant means back we go. Astralis are into the buys. No HEs again for early softening up towards the top banana. It will just be mollies. Early boost, very early boost from Gambit, straight in towards this B defense, so maybe expecting a pace change out the gate here from Astralis. And again, they just kind of saunter on up second middle. 4 players taking control of Boiler, soon to be Halls. Pressuring Axile and Inters over towards this A site in silence.
He loves dropping this smoke. It leaves a gap, it suggests there's potential for an aggressive CT line, and it usually buys time. This round, no exception. They wait it out. It starts to fade, he has his flame. Very religious with his util usage is Axile. Falling out of the balcony, he wants a different angle.
Inter still has all his nades from this pit position, but he might be too late.
They're going, just a pop, straight into the pit. Axile provides 1, it's Inters again to step up well. Nade onto the nose of Magis. Astralis, the bomb's on the balk, they need this frag. Inters is making it so damn difficult to find him.
Rotations here as well.
Yeah, Nafny duking out, wants to clear top mid. Dupree's waiting for this duel, and it's so perfectly placed into his crosshair. The frag that levels out the playing field, but for how long? Inters, that smoke won't last for forever. They really want him. Hobbit, crab walking into the site. Inters being forced into an uncomfortable set of circumstances. Still Hobbit dancing, and Glaive's not ready. Hobbit provides the overwatch, and that's double kill from him. Onto the A take. Astralis, they just don't seem to have the awareness.
I think one of the most awkward positions to play as a T coming up is that short position, especially if you don't explode and get control of that site or pit area, right? You're just kind of being stuck in a corridor where the CTs can swing into. I understand what Astralis are going for here, right? Because of the amount of space that Gambit are giving you. They're really giving up a lot of real estate. They're not fighting for banana in the era of just constant banana battles.
They're not playing by the rules.
Well, they're kind of bending the rules, and it seems to be working right here, right now. This time it's a 3-man B lean. Shiro's taken the AWP over there early. It's the right call because they're running up with pistols.
Ooh, that's That's a hard shot for Shiro to often hit, but now they're overrunning them. Oh. Look at the pace. A lot of health lost on the utility response. Flames will find Glaive a little more. And they want to pivot off. Park Glaive at top of Banana, maintain that control as best they can. There are 3 CTs on B, so this works to their favor. But that's if they can force Inters out of this mid line. He floats away. They're so loud about this. And Inter's actually finishing off the job onto Dupree. He's hit one with the HE.
They've slipped the net, but he's only got a Tech 9 for this.
Yeah, if he could find Anthony, which he has, it will equip him with an AK for the rest of this round. Snatches it quickly. Puts them on notice. More nade damage from Gambit. And if he could just find Hobbit, which is exactly what he's done. Astralis trying to pick and whittle away at this A defense. Inters is such a nuisance in that pit. You just can't do anything with him. Bomb, retrieval, a dream. Inter's timing doesn't favor him as the bomb is scooped up.
Has to go back down mid. Glaive's flanking this. This all comes down to Glaive. It's been Glaive's round. Device just needs to live. And right now that is seeming very difficult. He's being hunted. Both sides.
And Giro meets his Deagle. Can he get away? Just about. He scavenges away not only the weapon, but perhaps the round as well. Axon and Inters, the A defenders. Glaive calls the site clear.
Oh, drops the bomb.
Steaming straight towards Banana. He's lost it. Loses his life in favor of the duel. And now Axel's push. Glaive is waiting. Catches him on the reload. Inters spotted. My God, it's absolute pandemonium. A fake. Inters calls the bluff. Jiggles slightly. Bomb's not planted now, Glaive. What do you do?
Have to sit it.
Inters bides his time. He has the kit. Glaive, low. Health advantage. It just needs to be the headshot. The pre-fire's on there. He does find the headshot. 4 in the round. He does it all for Astralis. And it puts Gambit down into an economic despair. They needed that one for the Danes.
Oh, Device is shot as well right there onto Shiro, pushing on down. He was getting clamped in from both sides. Shiro was pushing Banana. Axel was just a second off the pace. But this is all Glaive. The fact he takes down Nafany and Library opens up the round with another kill over towards Arch. As soon as Gambit are in limbo, you know that they're planted towards site and pit. That mid to B area is a mystery constantly. And if you're a B defender, you don't have too many options. Cash broken here.
Device taking that fight, dude. He must have been like chewing on his nails.
The fact he's ready for it though, right? You have no idea where Shiro is.
Smart.
Okay, well this is the chance for Astralis just to calm things down a little. Oh, look at that. Cheeky Beaver over the sandbag position. So much damage done and he even gets away.
He's always got a cheeky
Wait, he's coming for more. Hobbit's isolated. There's nothing they can do to help him. He's just going to be whittled down by nades, surely.
Yeah, flashed and Molotov'd out of position. They'll finish off the job.
If he got a kill there, that would have been insane. Like, the fact that they knew he was there for so long and corralled him, the damage he's done is great, but is it luring them into this stack?
That's the potential, isn't it? Like, Hobbit worked so hard for that, perhaps you start thinking maybe he was alone. Or perhaps he didn't have all of his friends. Oh, have they missed the... Nope, they didn't. And it forces them straight out into the open. Glaive collects another easy one. And there is just Axal's resistant Deagle, which now possesses
Both of them are so low.
Both within that one-shot range. He'll be caught by Zipex, and that should be the sign of relief.
That's very safe, aren't they?
Yeah,
Bomb's going back.
He can do anything with this. Like, if... Zipex isn't too careful. Nafany pushes for the fight. And there's Astralis collecting a must-have third.
Now for Gambit, right, the cash isn't great on Inters. He only has 3.9, so I'm curious, well, I was curious to see if they'd go for a buy, and, well, they have. So Inters has been using a lot of utility from this pit position. It'd be unusual to see him go for the M4, so the FAMAS has been equipped. Orb's back in the hands of Shiro. Hobbit's going to get a FAMAS as well to be able to buy through into a round like this one. And Gambit, let's see if they have any solutions for this, because they have been being pressured a lot, right? Astralis have no dramas, just walking up, taking space, and then sitting in awkward positions, waiting for the kills to come to them.
Ooh, Aggie from Device and a pop flash in Hobbit's hands. So Nafany could be set up for success here. And Nafany doesn't have the flash for the first. It will successfully cover off his escape. Not now. The flames on the floor lock him into that banana exchange. No one there to punish, only Device.
Yeah, he's going to get away with this one, surely. More pressure from Astralis now back over towards A. They're kind of back and forth in middle. That smoke towards the half wall and banana is going to be there until sub 1 minute. So maybe just patience. The name of the game for Astralis here is that posturing in middle, bit more utility now. Library side denied, and this Arch, if they can get through mid to B, it can be the key against Gambit.
Got the lock and key though, and turns it closed. Mid to B is not an option. Smoked now, he won't have the info. And they're heading back towards B again. Preemptive smoke. Just in the nick of time. Drop.
Don't even have a smoke for CT here, Alex. It just flashes a nade and a molly. That's it.
That's a good point. It's going to be pretty bare bones. Nafany back on this boost. No longer such a common pre-fire. Perhaps he's going to be able to find one. No. Glaive denies. A fresh mag needed. Shiro to punish on the peak, and it's missed it. Straight between the wickets. Hobbit still with a competitive round, though. And Dupree and Device looking to, once again, synergize. Going for the AWP peak. He knows he needs to catch them on that CT rotate. Flashes do catch him. Peeked out. And oh my god, Axile. Org v AWP, and he comes out on top.
Another flash.
And no vision for Dupree. They know exactly where you are. It's just textbook from Gambit. The retake, they just don't look like they have to break a sweat at times.
Oof, that one right there, considering there was no CT smoke, Astralis made a lot of that round, right? The call is going in, there's no smoke, we have to fight, and they've won out on those duels. They get the bomb down, they keep themselves at least in touching distance of a buy. The conversation should be coming through after this one. 3.3 for Glaive, 3.8 for Dupree, but the rest of them have enough cash for this. And this is the fight, right? If Device gets a pick here, then Dupree gets to pivot, it slowly disintegrates. The fact that Device goes down without producing anything from the AWP with that box, it's a rough one.
And both of the Ts in that post plant were flashed before they went down. I mean, Gambit using what little they had to great success.
So this will be the timeout from Astralis, and you can see the cash on the bottom right of your screen. So 3 players can buy easily. You've got Zipex, Device, and Megas with plenty of cash money. So see them not go for a buy, would be surprised. And there you go, they're equipping themselves now. Things still need to stabilize for Gambit. They haven't built a CT-sided bank just yet. If Astralis bounce back and grab one, continue to be threatening like they are, continue to get into these sites, continue to force retake scenarios.
Gambit won the pistol here.
Yeah.
Astralis, they are keeping it very competitive for what they've been dealt as of yet. Early stages, and it's a back-to-back timeout. They want to take one. Gambit, think this one through.
It is a really important round in this first half, right? You can see the spree of them here, and Astralis in these gun rounds have been threatening. They have been, you know, one frag away or just a peak, just a bit of a mistiming. If they can steal this one back, they can open the door on this first half on their map choice, get themselves a big bag of rounds. What do Gambit want to do with their timeout? Do they want to actually take the fight, mix things up here against Astralis? Because we've been noting this passive hold across the map. They almost forced Shiro into a position of...
It is such a stark contrast. I was just thinking of other CIS CT Infernos, and I've got Yakinda, Boomich, all just so...
Running down Banana.
Just want to pull W down that side of the map. And then you've got Gambit, currently the flag bearers, and they're doing it a completely different way. They let you have a lot of the places we usually consider to be hot property.
This is 4 players A out the gate here. This is a bit of a different look right now from Gambit. Deep molly down mid from Shiro. They're getting ready for a mid pop.
Off the back of the timeout, they believe this is the Astralis call, and it could be perfect. They're walking up. Shiro can't believe his luck. Pulls the trigger. Nafany ready as well. Glaive wants to try and trade back. CT Incendiary will deter. He wants something. Okay, recovers the AK-47, but already the stack has rewarded Gambit with a 2-man advantage.
Shiro's already back over towards B. They've played this one perfectly, Gambit.
He's got a lovely banana smoke as well. He'll be smoking just in front of their faces as they turn the corner.
I feel like they have to go through this. Just pop, flash, and go.
Oh, this is a nasty pill for them to swallow. Shiro plans to peek out, trying to catch the time.
Oh, what?
He actually no-scopes one of them.
Oh.
Hobbit doesn't finish off the job, but it won't be too long before Magisk falls. Bomb down. That's a dream for Astralis. Nafany trying to catch the spray on the cross back. There's just enough time on that. Just as it fades, he finds a new line. Needs Axile. Didn't spot him. Does peek out, and Axile pulls the 6th home for Gambit. They maintain all of those saved AKs, even the AWP that they recovered from their previous retake. Astralis, again, it just feels like they didn't have enough options, forced to brute force it at a 2-man disadvantage.
Yeah, the problem is, you know, they went knocking at that door, and as soon as that smoke drops, you know that the rotation has just gotten in place. So I understand, and the reason I said I feel like they have to go is because once you see that smoke, you're like, all right, well, if we pop now, maybe they're out of position.
Yeah.
And they did, considering the numbers they had there, they traded well. The fact that Shiro gets one through a smoke, no scope, like, he shouldn't be getting away with that. That's just some Shiro magic. They had another plan, and continuing to be in this position of Astralis.
Look what it's done to Astralis, man. It's like an overpass all over again.
That MAC-10's not going to sing either. It has 5 sets of head armor for Gambit. They're starting to stabilize here on the CT side.
Yeah, you have to take some liberties if your Zipex tries to forge a path to B. Nafany denies. Starting to grimace a little if you're Astralis.
Axile's doing it again. He's got himself over 100 ADR. Inters is joining in. on this map. Well, actually, a lot of players on Gambit are just paying down range. Smoking a flash. Simple little execute here.
A classic. And because of their positioning, no one being on the CT side, they won't be able to counter it as well. Oh, Cobbit's got to line up perfectly. They push through. Nafany boosted up. He has a chance here, and well, without getting the bomb down in the smoke, just denied immediately. Oh, they're having none of it. Just the two of them locking down the site with limited sight. The smoke was down there, planting within it. Astralis, it was a valiant attempt to get something out of the round, but nothing to show for it. And Gambit extending their lead to a very competitive 7.
They're just so aware, right? Like the fact that the plant was there's only that one option to plant, right? If they're going to go for a maneuver like that, and instantly dead, right? There wasn't even any moments where you felt scared, like, oh, they've almost got it down, they're shooting someone. Just dead. That's it. See you later. Get on out of here.
I think they're really, what's so cool as well as seeing how the rest of the pro teams are reacting to watching Gambit play.
Yeah, they're loving everything they're doing.
It's reminiscent of when Astralis were having their banging season and everyone was like, dude, this is so cool. You know, like other competitors learning on the job.
But once again, like, look, Astralis have a decent chunk of map control, right? They can go for banana control. They're using the nades because you have to go through the paces, right? Because in that one time you don't, and then Gambit are stacking top banana and you die, you're like, oh man, we feel like absolute fools. So they're having to go through their already limited utility just to get this space that was already theirs to begin with. And now they're setting up for what looks like another B pop, but unless they get a kill or two, they're not going to find too much at all.
Dupree.
Alex, they're not even using their nades. They're still holding on to their smokes.
Does well to confirm App's presence.
They just smoked top banana now at 50 seconds.
It's a dream for any CT.
This is Astralis. They're threatening top banana. They even pop flashed in for a fight.
Lurk smoke out. Hobbit likes a little gap on this smoke. Does he have one? Tiny, tiny slither. Doesn't look to put it into motion. 30 seconds, Chad. Astralis again, brute forcing into B. Nafany, will you really get away with this again?
Oh,
does flub the incendiary. It does stop them from the orange box, but a good swing from Glaive. He's into the site. Surely Astralis can lock them down now. It's only Hobbit on the coffins. They've found the frag they needed. No spray from Hobbit. The tracers do connect eventually, and Magisk will put him to bed. Astralis have successfully broken into that B site.
That should not have been as easy as it was, especially with all the utility right there in Nafany, right? And the fact he was still perched up in that boost late, he couldn't deploy it in the way he wanted. You see how awkward it is with those kind of edges. But yeah, this is a rough one. Dupree might get himself a couple more kills here.
Whoosh. Doesn't get much easier than that.
Yeah, if they keep hunting, right, this is working on Gambit's economy, really beating it into submission. And one more gun round, and they've broken the money of Gambit. So Astralis can find themselves in a position to get that bag of rounds. The half isn't over yet. Gambit don't have 8. They haven't even won this first half. And the fact that they're just getting away with walking B, if you don't have top mid control, you don't have banana control, it makes those gamble stacks a lot harder, right? And in the modern era of Inferno, gamble stacks, or well-educated guesses, right, if we want to put it that way, they are a big component of this. Because if you're getting executed on by 4 to 5 players, which is what we're seeing here, even though it wasn't a full exec with all the mollies, the nades, the flashes, it's still really difficult to deal with. You get overrun. This is one of the maps where we talk about saving the most on the CT side, because as soon as you lose that site, if you hadn't already started moving, if you weren't in transition, if your teammates didn't trade, you may as well save. And that's what we're seeing out of Gambit in the rounds they've lost. Back into this Halls setup. Kind of takes Shiro out of the round a little bit, right? He can't be as mobile with the AWP. He can't find them some awkward picks. And again, Astralis just walk up banana.
They think they've found the recipe here. Flash doesn't force util out of Hobbit. He's remains resistant, hesitant. And now the smoke is dropped.
There's absolutely no rotation possible right now. Everybody is miles away from this B bomb site. Inters are starting to have a look on over, but the amount of territory they've given up again, once it's the dark they're operating with.
And no CT pushes at all. Glaive falls back to drop a library smoke, and Nafany keeping them locked out. You're right though, Chad, it is only these two. Astralis remains silent, undetected, and that long smoke has planted seeds of doubt. Could they come CT ramp? Here they come, charging in, so much util sailing through the sky. Not yet to cross. They pause. The flames deter. Nafany ready and waiting.
Great nade.
Nade damage. The spray's even better. Hobbit has to get off his perch, and he does get away from their return of fire. But the bomb is down. Astralis have cracked the B site again. It seems so simple, but they seem to have found a recipe for success against this Gambit passive hold. Trying to force their way back in now. All from CT. And on the flash, Zipex confirms they're closing the gap.
No more nades.
Boost will be very potent. They get Glaive up. Thinks better of it. And it looks like they just want to play for the frags now. Well, rather the exits than anything else. Or is this the last second retake? We know how much they love it. And the frags coming in.
Last two banana.
It's Dupree and Zipex. Someone's going to get on that bomb. The kit's on Shiro. And he does go down. Axel falls as well. And Astralis pull it over the line. Hectic towards the end there, but that's exactly what the Danes needed.
Oof, that one right there from Gambit, right? We have witnessed them go for some of these late retakes. It normally looks much more organized than that. I think there was utility still to work with late. Something must have really leaked out on there in the comms because Astralis walk away with a very, very needed fifth. This will be, well, I don't know how Gambit have done it, but they pulled off another gun round here. Shiro back in with an AWP, a couple of M4s. This will be their last one. Astralis can really break them here. Even with that loss bonus starting to build, we're only looking at 2,400 in the next round for Gambit. He's getting aggressive. Shiro, that's the opening they're looking for. Ooh. Device goes straight down.
Well, that is a dream considering the economic affair.
They're trying to punish the rotation. They know that Shiro's normally an A defender, so lots of space taken by Glaive. Been denied by these smokes. They can't find much traction. That rotation coming back on over, and well, of course, Astralis repositioning themselves.
Is Magisk ready for Hobbit? Oh, the FAMAS dink is first. Nafany is burning.
Nafany's dead.
Just about gets away. Delays his cross so as to evade Glaive. Cost him a great deal of his health, though, and they regroup towards A. So Gambit are forced into a 2-2 split. The A defenders have been good, though. Axile, Inters, both have passed their test in previous rounds. Astralis setting their sights on the first letter of the alphabet.
Yeah, this cutting at noise, it's doing so much. Flash arch side, a couple of steps heard. The mid to B is always a problem. 45 seconds now.
Glaive using this shroud to wrap. It'll be Axile's duel on that mini pit. Oh, he hits it. The first bullet out of the Kalashnikov. And Dupree's opened up the site as well. Nafany surely wants to just wait it out, right? You haven't got the health for this. Oh, spotted out. Bomb is down. Astralis looking for their 6th here. And with Nafany caught by now by Magisk, it puts it all onto one man who's now way out of line, looking to save hold of that AWP. It will be the only real weapon Gambit get to equip themselves with. Yeah,
this right here for Gambit could be them ending up losing this first half. It did fantastic early to hold on to this, but you can just see Astralis, even though it felt like they were going into a lot of the same plays, it's been working over towards that B site. The B bomb site has to be respected. The 2-man rotation, the 2-man split. And Glaive with that beautiful shot. Exactly what you need to crack open the bomb site. And away we go. Scoreline now 7-6.
Just as he's dying, just as the bullets from the backside start to come in, a click of his mouse and one of those 2A defenders falls. 7-6 now. That's Astralis with 3 consecutive rounds, and it started with some Shiro magic straight out of the round. Device shut down. Dupree did manage to find himself one. It was a double of Magisk to lock down that round.
Not having any mid-round aggressive moves at Gambit, right? And that's something that is being exploited here.
Yeah.
The fact that they are operating with no information whatsoever. And it's strange that we haven't seen that up until this point, considering the fact that they have been forced into playing Inferno quite a bit. Yanko talking about how it used to be one of their weaker maps. Now they've made it. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a huge find. Glaive going to be motivated after that one. He's taken down the hero warp. It was saved previously. Axile does recover it, but it's not going to be quite as potent on him, especially at 20 HP. Jumping across, Hobbit gets more than he bargained for, and now they can just walk into the site. Shouldn't be anything more from Nafany. Device confirms this round is theirs. The bomb to be planted courtesy of Dupree. That warp going to be a very hot property for Axile to keep hold of.
Yeah, they should be hunting now. Astralis, well, now that they know where it is, definitely start hunting. Have a bit of cash built up here, residual, and only one more round left after this, so they can throw their bodies on them. They can really try and take this away. Sure, should have enough in the next round to buy it anyway, so it won't be the end of the world. But picking up an AK might be nice.
Trying his luck. Glaive could go down.
Ooh.
Exile still keeping that AWP in his hands. Defending his honor. And the zoom banger for Shiro into the next. That could be a recoverable AK. Axel still being hunted in these last few seconds. Glaive as well. And they lose it all. Just in the last second, the rebuy is instantaneous though. Shiro wants it for the last. He'll get it just at the sacrifice of, well, I imagine nothing. In fact, 6.4 spent. He spent every penny he could. Gets all of his goodies for this final round of play. Who is going to win our second map's first half?
Yeah, this is looking likely for Astralis now. When you see the last, 4 rounds in the trot, it's looked very convincing for them. Obviously, breaking the economy is a part of that. But they start to either go up against these partial buys, the saved AWP. It hasn't been easy whatsoever for Astralis in the 7-round haul so far. And again, quick out the gate, straight up mid. They just silence them. But Nafany's playing close this time.
Nafany's ready. Backs are turned, and he massacres 2. Exile fills the feed with his Hawk, and he's actually ready for another. Inters as well, ready to contest. Gambit, so good at shutting down these A-mid pops. That's twice they've been in the right place for that early Astralis mid presence.
They've all rotated over towards A right now. They don't know where the bomb is, and it's on Device's back, so somebody has to deal with B, and that somebody will be Shiro, who's rotated back on over. Device needs to thread the needle and find a bit of a gap or hit a few bangers here. The Deagle's in hand, the AWP on his side, and utility there as well as Hobbit starts to float between bomb sites. Things are looking better for Device as the rotation starts to take shape. But these are hard fights to take.
He'd rather not be scoping on any of these fights either. As soon as he does, the rotate will return. So an element of surprise, and Exile catches him on the jiggle. 8-7, a very competitive half here on Inferno. As the fist bums are exchanged, we'll be right back after a quick 2-minute break.
Regarding our performance right now, I'm feeling that we can beat any team, and at least if we will lose, we will give the fight, for sure, for sure.
Take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' win this. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish, yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. You thought that I was blind, But to be honest, I don't mind, cause I don't feel the same way I used to do. Every time I see you, I know the truth, cause baby.
Keeping this train moving in the right direction. Gambit Astralis, a series a lot of us have been looking forward to, and it is the play-ins, a spot to skip straight to the semis should you pick up the win. And Gambit, well, they're one to the good already, and just about winning out that defensive half. They are now onto the attack. I'm joined by the dulcet Australian tones of Chad Sponge Birchall this evening. And Julies, everyone's trying to make it work. Players addicted to them, apparently. Jason was telling him the Liquid boys have been bitten by the Julie bug.
All right, well, let's see if they can deliver here. Zipex has even been dropped them, so armor behind this.
Yeah, it's a real raid boss setup. I'm not sure how well it's going to fare.
Early info for Device there as well on the jump. Didn't see a lot. And this is very passive stuff. So all the way through T apartments here, not wanting to give anything away to aggressive maneuvers. Nafany and Inters in mid. Nafany has the utility. As the other three, they corral their way up through the apartments, and they can just pop on in right now.
Vice is so interested, and it's a freebie into Inter's head.
In the pit.
Out of the pit, they circle strafe in nicely. Nafany's the late arrival. Glaive contesting lightly. Oh, Zipex, he's doing his diligence and does react quickly on with the Julies. Now they have short, and they're even getting onto the site. This is working well for Gambit, at least in their campaign for a plant. Much less so in their campaign for a round, but maybe they can turn it around. Starting strong. Shiro deals with that Julie setup. Hobbit again, and Axile's making it competitive, a 1v2. He can certainly now. He's hit the headshot, won't be able to finish his meal. And Astralis quick to the 8th.
Oh, the HP left over on Dupree and Magus there as well. They were the B defenders rotating in, having to save the day.
It was a headshot angle. Really did just a line for Astralis there. Very hard shots to finish the job in the 1v2 for Axile. And let's not forget, he had a great first map. 30 frags in much less than 30 rounds. In comes the frag from Magisk, and it was so close. So that means an awful lot. You can see it means a lot to Device.
Oh dear, look at this buy coming out for Gambit off the back of that plant. 3 Galils, couple of deals, head armor for everybody, utility.
Threatening.
Not too bad whatsoever. And you look at Astralis, well, they're trying to piece this one together themselves. Device yet to buy. Grabs himself a Famis out the gate with a bit of utility behind it. No diffuse kit again for the CTs. And this isn't going to be easy whatsoever because you saw slow stuff out of Astralis, right? They were given so much more map control. I don't think it'll be the same kind of affair here for Gambit, but they are more than happy to wait out your smokes, wait out your aggression, and gobble up a couple of your nades there as Nafany goes down to 73.
Interesting reaction from Glaive. He's not letting that smoke extinguish of the molly. You see Astralis did a deep smoke and a molly. They immediately extinguished it, but they are maintaining that control through presence of Glaive. And Inters, he's got a flash ready, cocked for the take. T-Smoke does land on denies info mid. So Gambit, they are pulling Astralis around this map. Glaive has the supportive flash of Zip. Timing's everything here. And tested first pass. Nice use of the incendiary, buys him time. He wants to get out of here. The flash probably not going to be the perfect way out. Oh, he tries to grab the smoke, but the flames will lick him down. I think Shiro tagged him as well with that Galil.
Couple of problems in this 4-on-4. It's forced the rotation of Device, who was playing Arch all the way over towards B, so he's floating in spawn right now. The bomb, it is on the back of Inters, which is heading over towards apartments. Axile currently resides. Shiro going to meet up with them as well, and Hobbit over towards B to sell this fake even more so. Has the decoy. The trajectory of that will let them know that there's somebody close up towards top banana, not just the decoy itself. And Zipex, he's left this. They've gambled back towards Astralis.
You're in the right place.
This is looking great.
CT's looking to string together too. Oh, the timing from Magisk is terrible. He manages to recover. Gets his feet on the ground and a double spray. Dupree unchecked. Hobbit wins out his duel. Device falling. Shiro hasn't cleared him, and it should be a freebie for Dupree.
No time. That molly's brilliant.
That's round winning. Hobbit can't do anything. He just has to accept it. And dropping weapons in mid. Zip will hear it. The bomb cannot be planted, and Hobbit cannot die after time. So there you have Astralis 9, Gambit 8.
Okay, well, a big way to do it right there for Astralis because their setup looked great, but that timing was almost the complete undoing of that A defense. Oof, Gambit given a trade there in Banana, and guess what? They're going to force buy back again. They've taken away 3 players. They know that the upgrades are going to be light on here.
Dude, the ambition of Glaive to try and recover in a molly, another smoke to keep smoking them out of Banana. I mean, I'd have screamed if he pulled it off. Madness. All right, well, we are back into another threatening Gambit round. There's no denying it.
Yeah, they're not saving any pennies, right? This is an all-in yet again. Could catch Astralis off guard if they get too hyper-aggressive. If they peek one too many times, the flash is great. Nafany's spotted. Big rotation back towards A as well. It's just Maggie sort of over towards bottom of Banana here on his lonesome, hovering around these smokes, only with an MP9. Doesn't have any utility either, so if they run him down, gonna be hard to stand and fight. But Astralis, they want to fight. They're continuing this aggression towards top mid, just posturing with nades.
Magic's got so much pressure on his shoulders.
Glave's come back in time, so this is back and forth like a bloody yo-yo.
Drops his nades mid and arrives just in time as Gambit start their campaign up. Flash lined up for the half wall.
Nothing's happened, and well, I say nothing's happened. There you go. Hobbitt's dead. Glave's got a big kill, and they're going up mid straight in towards Device. He's set up for multiple kills here.
Look at this. It's come easy to Device. 4 on the M4. Backs are turned, baited in nicely by his teammate Dupree on that short side, and it does, I think, relent just for a moment.
Yeah, they really need to swallow their pride here, Gambit. Take a save. They'll have AKs out in the next round. Loss bonus is maxed on out, so things will be looking good for them going forward.
Dupree, a man close to my heart, a Mag 7. I've been a big fan of seeing the Mag 7 in action. Very limited use case, but I reckon against the Glocks, he's got a good solid chance of making this weapon look threatening. 900 bucks a pop if you do. Inters has been hit up in his one-on-one knife fight with his teammate.
Well, this will be one of those slow, drawn-out rounds. Here you go. Inter's trying to see if anybody wants to play tic-tac-toe. I think that shows you exactly where we're at in a round like this.
Oh, it's satisfying though, isn't it?
It sounds great.
Boom. And, oh, not quite the satisfying nade kill, but the rest equally as quick and satisfying. Another one for Dupree. So good farming of the cash as Magis does fly out of that window, unloading a full 30 into Inters. 11 Astralis on their map pick, trying to string together some wins. They've been having a bit of a bumpy ride on the map as of late in Pro League. Yes, successful. Endpoint tested them. It did seem that they had an answer, though, to Endpoint's T-side strengths. And the fact that they beat Virtus Pro as well, that's a notable win on the map. A team that have had a variety of successes since the addition of Yakinda on Inferno. Keeping the Mag 7 now, that does lead me down a path of a little bit of doubt. We'll see if he does pay the price for that into the mid-round. A crucial one now for Astralis to fully handle this CT setup.
Oh, they're trying to deal with any early aggression here. You can see just how defensive that utility was in case anybody lurking behind the smokes. In the meanwhile, Gambit have taken top mid. Zepex has even taken a bunch of damage.
Oh, Device flashed off the line early. They're taking a lot of space. This is so threatening. Inter's even going to molly out Magis. Oh. Dupree makes the Mag 7 work. Good catch from Jakey. Nafany's gone. And Magis, though tagged, lives on. Device, close quarters AWPing, has found that short aggressor. And now, well, Gambit will have to slow this down. Yeah, Hobbit spotted out and executed by Glaive. He's rotated in just in the nick of time. They're up a pad without a paddle, but Shiro's managed to get them straight set up with 3. All of Astralis collapse in the blink of an eye. Is that enough to turn this round on its head? Magisk hears them above him. Short's a problem. He's looking the wrong way, and Axel jumps down. They're doing it. Just the two of them. Shiro just pops off to snatch a 9th. Zipex shaking his head. This round was ours. Shiro loses his mind. No hope back in. It's an AWP you're peeking into, and Shiro locks it down.
What a round.
Great round, and the heroics from Shiro. He popped heads and turned them on this very map a long time ago.
He had a rough go of it in the first half there, Shiro, right? The CT AWP constantly being strung out. This is how it kicked off. Dupree was just a bit of a drive-by, right? Peeks on out, Nafany dead. And you can see how much aggression there is. A minute 15 on the clock. That's unlikely for Gambit to be taking fights like this, but they're feeding him. Like the aggression here, they want to take the fight. And this is one of the things that looks like with Astralis' CT game plan. They're a bit more aggressive, right? They want to take a couple of biffs, a couple of jewels. Well, this time it comes back to bite them. Now the guns, which is the buy, is out. Astralis are able to invest one more time, but they lose this. They will be broken. Flash set up. Maybe more aggression from Astralis here. Yeah,
they boost the AWP up early. Maybe Hobbit's going to be caught on his half-wall walk. Doesn't actually mantle onto the wall, and Hobbit's still tucked in for now. Shiro preemptively staring at that boosted AWPer. It all hinges on this next 10 seconds as this smoke fades. Device looking for logs, and it's quick to the draw. Hobbit knocked on the floor. Gambit lose out on Banana.
They're quickly going towards A. They know the AWP was over towards B here, so pressuring top mid. If they go now, they can get themselves a 3-on-4.
They can. How well does this shape up for the Magis? Good incendiary to buy time. Anti-flash, Zipex is in a position to thrive. Exile wants to dive out. They're waiting for just one frag, one domino to start this cascade into the site. Flashes are in, as is the perfect
timing.
Nafany times it. Inters finds another. Dupree under a lot of scrutiny. Too much for him to handle.
Saving.
And Gambit blow that 4v5 out of the water quickly.
That looked like a wrist breaker from Device to hit that shot, but that just spurred Gambit straight on towards the other bomb site. No Device there to deal with Arch side, no Device there to be up and down short or long. Let's get stuck in. And that was quick stuff. You can see all the utility that was exchanged just to pause them out there, but they were more than happy just to flash and continue to repick there. So that's going to be the 10th on the board for Gambit as they reach double digits. Money is really not great in the Astralis camp as their loss bonus is now only starting to build 1900.
Yeah, Zip's just constantly having a tough time on these swift Gambit pincers. This was a great one from Device, just as he starts to look away as well. Peripheral vision kicks in and the flick straight through the wall.
The timing on that was so great because Zipax in that position was looking towards Arch the entire time. A flash came sight, which is when he turned, and then as soon as that happened, Nafany rounds the corner before the smoke lands. So perfect lurk there by Nafany and setting Gambit up here to tie things up, legs 11.
Ooh, dear.
Do you buy if you're Astralis here? Right now, consider this. With the loss bonus only at that 1900, next round 2400, Dupree can buy a rifle, right? That's great news. You can also get something dropped across from Device here. Maybe he wants to drop a Famus. So the buy that they could be opting for, Astralis, to deny this 11th round for Gambit, it's still going to be looking tidy. But if they buy in, they lose everything, could set them back a bit further down the line. So they might need a maneuver here, some form of a CT play, an aggressive play to set Device up for another opening pick just like that. It's also hard to defend the AWP, you know, if you don't invest anything behind Device and Glaive save guns, and then they just chase down that AWP, it feels like you wasted it anyway by going for the save. So they will be investing. Dupree's bought in.
This is a very threatening round from Astralis, but that's against most teams. Against Gambit, they will do everything within their power to avoid these threatening rifles. Expect to see a little bit more of a methodical approach into this one. Shiro posting up for the top mid peak, should Device fancy it. They've sent 3 early for Util dump on towards Banana, and top wall is smoked. Hobbit throwing out the incendiary to ensure no aggression.
Pushing.
Oh, and they do. They completely extinguish it to take this fight. They want a duel, they want a biff, and Hobbit just about gets away from the spray. 6 HP to his name.
That's important, that survival there, because think about all the utility Astralis just dumped to go for that exact play. Sure, they get Banana control off of it, but they don't get a body.
It's unconfirmed damage as well.
Well, Device up again. This time when he's lonesome, Smoke's going to deny any support, but he's still over the smoke.
Oh, that's perfect. He's actually found Shiro. Using that AWP, the best weapon for the job. And now, rejigging just a little, but it's not the AWP that rotates off. Instead, it's going to be Glaive who's just floating around. He doesn't want to be too hard committed should they want to pressure A. And those A players, no doubt, want to prove their worth. They've been caught out a couple of times on these A finishes. Nafany's selling it. It's pretty convincing stuff. Device, flashed. He gets away and spots 2. That's the AWPer and the M4.
That might force them into A.
Let's see what Magis can do with just a deagle on this pit position. Top of his head spotted and looks good from the Astralis defense. The bomb's now loose.
Hobbit may as well save.
Very uncomfortable for Hobbit. Don't forget the early damage he sustained. Oh, and Device has even spotted out Nafany. He knows he's so far disconnected from the pack. Molotov'd out though, fair play, Nafany. He actually nails it and will recover an AWP should he require. That's going to be 2 though.
Yeah, I don't think they need both. If Hobbit just... Yeah, there you go. They've just had the conversation right there, worked it out. They don't need both AWPs, but getting stuck in and losing anything extra, that would have really hurt. The fact they do deny the AWP right now from the CTs is great, because with this bonus coming through, Device will be able to buy it again, but he's going to be hamstrung on a couple of purchases. And I think as soon as the M4 spams bullets from coffins and the AWP fired, those are the 2 saved guns. So if you're Nafany, you're saying, look, boys, the saved guns are here, probably an eco stack on A. Head on out. Well, there's Dupree with a rifle of his own. And wins a very important round for Astralis here. They're keeping Gambit just a couple of rounds behind. They will invest again, however. Inter's making sure he can get utility, has gone with a Galil.
Very interesting trade of blows on that banana exchange. You saw Astralis, as you said, invest heavily into taking that part of the map away from Gambit. This time it seems it will be given for free.
Oof. Softened up, bit of chip damage.
Strong word, yeah, the nades look good. So they're up. Util, very light. Good grief. They might have to do this.
Going in.
Yeah, bare bones. They're just charging in. Zipex was still faffing around with his nades. He swings out, spots one. Way more than one is the comp. Glaive stands and delivers. Coffin's knocked down. Hobbit trying to piece it back together again, but they've lost the bomb in limbo now, and it's such an uncomfortable recovery.
Have two smokes. If Axel comes and smokes spawn, Hobbit can re-smoke towards Coffins.
CTs are starting to close the gap. The smoke will encourage this bomb plant. Astralis have no info as to how far across they are. Axel.
He's ready.
Oh, he's watching the boost. Hobbit trying for the transfer, but he's found a crucial frag to put them back into good stead for this round. Astralis, they have that man advantage, but it's very late from Magisk on Banana. Hobbit finding crucial frags already. They're building the mental image as to how they have to handle this one.
Another smoke CT. That was picked up in transition.
Buying time, Axel dropping it. Dupree heading back for the incendiary. Molly's out that new box. This is going to be it. Hobbit has to find a safe haven, and he has got a duel now with Magisk.
Oh.
It's hectic. Exiles found them all. And now Device, no time, no hope. Gambit take it to the site. Hobbit and Axel combine for all 5.
That was a 2v4 situation.
That was 2 versus 4. I was trying to piece it together because they got into the site. It's Axel swings out on the loss of Hobbit and delivers 3.
But what are the odds they have? They find 3 smokes in that string. They both had one, right? They throw another one at spawn that they pick up in transition there. If Hobbit didn't have control of the site and Coffins wasn't smoked earlier, there's no way they get away with that type of a play. The stars aligned right there. Definitely not for Astralis by any means. The fact that Gambit have that utility left and are given that much respect to pull off a round like that, that is wild scenes. Absolutely wild scenes. And look what this has done to Astralis.
They believe they can take it in 2. And rightfully so. You can see that's going to really shatter Astralis's CT confidence. You're going to be bringing nothing into this next one. Absolutely shattered. Take a look at the scores. You can see that Astralis starting strong on this defense, but Gambit now in full control. They have broken the Astralis bonus.
Those are 2 rounds that Gambit shouldn't have won. The Shiro 3-piece with the AWP. Top mid just pivoting around the map, picking up every single frag. He actually got 4 because he found that final kill. And then Axel just there as well. If they win this, if they can course correct against this buy, they're tied on up.
Okay, Astralis have leaned heavy B. There's a lot riding on the poor Dupree Max 7. And Zipex,
that's going to chunk a lot.
Damage. Yeah, looks promising. They've softened them up for sure.
Oh. Looking to explode again, Nafany. He wants to get stuck in.
This would be exactly what Astralis want. Have they got the perfect read? Well, they have. Yeah, they're committing. Astralis are in all the right places. Nafany does spot out the boosted player. Finishes him with just the final bullet. It's only Deagles from Astralis, and they're not finding the shots.
Bomb's committed.
Giro with that bomb is across, and Zipex is making them work for it too from this position. Now Glaive pushes out for another. Nearly on the last bullet. Zipex needs to stand his ground. He can't go down. Giro hungry for a new Deagle, finds one. Zipex is still only equipped with his, and Dupree pushing through, tries for the Hail Mary, and will eventually go down. The rounds level out 12-12. Astralis do well under the circumstances.
Stressful stuff regardless. And look at the money for Astralis here. They're going to have to take a save. They cannot invest into a round like this. They didn't fully invest just then. They left themselves with that 500 buffer, which they like to do. But now for Gambit, this is a chance for them to take the lead. And that was a perfect stack. Astralis made the right call. They were in the right place. Even converted most of the right kills.
Ooh-wee. This is going to get very, very close to that magic number now for Gambit. 13 on the horizon. Just USPs for Astralis. Going to have to slowly feel this round be snatched away from them.
This is the next step, though, right? The fact that they found themselves at level pegging, if they walk away with this one, they get themselves the lead. They're able to exchange rounds back and forth. We get close. Can Gambit close, right? That's a question as well in itself. So another little bit of a heavy B lean here. Probing this time from Hobbit. Nafany atop mid. That gives an indication on where the next little party will be searching. Inter's, like, this is going to sound bad, but I can't think of a better phrase. Inter's follows his teammates around like a bad smell with utility ready to support them. That is Inter's job, to set his teammates up and then come through late if there's anything left, right?
They've completely locked them out here.
Oh, and the molly into library is even better. If Shiro smokes again.
Oh, they do. And this is a bit of a hectic one. He's managed to pull a frag out. 3 in one quick spray from Axile. It comes as easy as that. And Dupree, with his element of surprise, just a little USP to the noggin.
Is Axile going for back-to-back 30s against Astralis?
I think he might be, yeah. In case anyone hadn't put enough respect on his name as of late. 26. Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah, you don't have to squint. I know you left your glasses at home today.
My goodness, yeah, he'll happily pad the stats with this one up against the USPs, but a crucial round nonetheless for Gambit. They needed that, and they needed to do so cleanly. Mission accomplished.
No AWP here for Device. That is where Astralis have found a couple of entries. So no way to enable him with the big green. It will be the rifle. Utility is great out there for Astralis. They need to step up here. They need a round. They need to stem the bleeding.
So focused. Nafany going through his flow chart of banana control off the flash, turning in.
Oh,
Nafany!
Nafany!
He knocks him down. A big find at a crucial round. Now Zipex on notice. Device as well has to rotate and at least acknowledge that there is going to be a potential B finish. Zipex, that's a very early smoke to be dropping. Nafany knows he's got you on notice. You're already looking for an answer to this B site. And they haven't even moved the bomb from T steps yet. Shira's still posted up in mid. Passive on the apps as well.
Device and Zipex have traded places here because Device has a bit extra util. He could drop another smoke top banana while Gambit are deciding where they want to end. There's been no presence towards top mid. You can see right here Dupree, he was still facing from that short side. So they were taking their last bits of info. That smoke dumped towards the B site now, and it looks like Device is setting up to gamble towards A. Gambit might be walking straight into this stack.
Yeah, I think Glave's got a good read on him here. 30 seconds, it will be the A finish.
Or will it?
Surely, being burnt out like that. Up mid, 25, Device under a lot of pressure. Good timing on the molly. Nafany doesn't care, and he gets away. 2 frags already from the in-game leader. And the site now under a lot of scrutiny. If they could just stop the bomb carrier, maybe Astralis can have it. Dupree goes down. Oh, they haven't cleared him. Magis can deny and win the whole round. He just has to find them. They're 2 already. Can't stop the defuse. There's only 3 in the grand scheme. Gambit will take 14. And in that chaos, my goodness, there was a small glimmer of hope for Magisk tucked in on that safe plant. I even called it a defuse.
I thought that they were going to line up from the side. It just felt like everything was perfect for him there in that moment.
So they sweep in. This is the savior of the round, stopping it from getting too chaotic. Had he had the AWP out, had it been a bolting AWP, it could have been a very scary, sketchy story. Well,
Alex, they've just taken a partial buy here, Astralis, to defend.
At 14?
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be 15 for Gambit. Unless these Deagles and CZ can get something done. There's smokes behind it. There's a couple of nades already softened up his Hobbit. And down to 23. Magic number for some. They're pushing.
Yeah, they want aggression.
Oh, his nades out.
But his nades out, and Glaive, he's right there. He's going to be reloading in the open. It should be a freebie for Hobbit. Finds it, but there's Magisk on a quick and crucial trade. Smoking top banana's not going to give you the control you desire.
They're fighting for this.
Wants to step forward, flashed off, and spotted out. Executed now by Nafany.
He's come alive in the last couple of rounds here, Nafany.
All of those crucial frags, and this is for 15. This is for the potential 2-0 against Astralis here in the play-in. Dupree acknowledged in that interview that this is the team that they were expecting the most resistance from. And my God, has Axile managed to find a burst of consistency to be doing it now, as he always has been, but doing it against Astralis' Inferno defense here. Nafany, as well as you highlighted, has really found a bit of a spree in these last few rounds. Zipex's Deagle just body damage. And Dupree, perhaps, with the element of surprise on short. Nafany, he's so aware. Just checking it in his peripheral.
Head on a bloody swivel. Just so many like procedural clears and checks, and always aware of the possibilities in these rounds. Nafany finds the final kill. Device falls 15 to 12 now. Oh, for Gambit, this is going to put them straight into those semi-finals. We already had the match earlier today, Heroic coming out on top of NIP.
So the bracket would read Furia versus the loser.
Looking to be Astralis.
Looking to be Astralis, Furia Astralis. And then, of course, on the other side of the bracket, the winner of this game would be meeting the winner of NIP Complexity.
Yeah, that's our first one tomorrow, NIP Complexity. Excited to get that one back underway.
When's that show match going down? I'm seeing some players locked in.
Early on Sunday, mate.
All right, lovely jubbly. Let's get this one underway. Full investment. They saved for this. Playing for the overtime win, and Device again on the AWP is their way into an early frag, but they don't want to get go. Nafny wants to force the issue, and Flash Glaive completely executed. No chance for a rebuttal, as Zipex has to tuck and turn tail.
Look at this pressure.
It's so suffocating. Zipex on the jiggle. Nafny's ready for you, springing to life.
He's open.
They want to take this right here, right now.
Going through.
Straight through. Device reacts accordingly. Shuts him down. Crucial find. They are across. A wild spray to try and deny. The Tracer Fire nearly seals his fate. The rotate's so slow. Axile in middle. Oh, he reacts in time as well. Only 2 now to try and voice concerns for Astralis. Otherwise, Gambit sealing it. Oh, Shiro stealing it. Takes the shot. Tagged another. Only Magisk. No hope. No health. And Gambit take it in 2. Starting to become a bit of a habit. Gambit versus Astralis. They've done it. Extend their win streak and continue to demand the respect of hard work in the Counter-Strike scene. They are waiting in the wings for the winner of NIP Cole.